Hey there, it's Red Knight here, and I'm about to do a farm review with a bit of a difference. Now I'm going to review the same farm, but over two different levels. The first level will be level 110, and the second will be level 113. So you get to see how the farm has changed over a 3-level period. Now the name of the farm is Honey's Farm, and we're going to look at level 110 first of all. So here we go, and I do hope you like this. Now here we have a very standard farmhouse, fully maxed out, with a beautiful designed area all around it. Now why do I think it's beautiful? Well, for many reasons, and I'm going to show you some of those reasons now. Now as we zoom out, you'll notice that you've got some walls, you've got decoration, you've got bushes, you've got trees, you've got pathways. A lot of time and energy has gone into this farm to make it look really cool and interesting. So let's have a look at some of these features here. Well, the first thing you notice here is that the owner of this farm has used the wheels from the tractor with the rose bushes to make a really beautiful name and to highlight the name of this farm. And the name of this farm is Honey. So Honey, and I do like the way they've done this. Look at the way they're using the topiary there as a nice little border. Now as you come up the driveway to the house, you've got lots of lamps on the one side, you've got some statues and gold path on the other, and then you've got the wall around the outside, so nice border effect. Now for me the entranceway is not so beautiful, but I do like this, and I really love this intricate design using the outhouses with the nectar bushes there with some trees and some of the fountains around the outside. It looks absolutely stunning, and it's one of the reasons why I like this initial design here. I think it goes much better than this centerpiece with the road, and in many ways it makes it much more pleasing to look at. Now I would have liked to have seen maybe fewer lampposts there, maybe spacing that out would have been much nicer. Now as we come to the back of the farm, you'll see the way the actual path pieces are going over the bridge here, and then it's kind of a staggered step up into the next tier. And by angling the wall pieces, by angling the bushes, you create a really interesting design, and I do like it. Look at the way she's got all of her machines just behind the trees there at the back there. So everything is pushed out the way, and I think that's really good. And she's maintained this design or imagery through both of the levels. And it's this standardization that allows her to then redesign the rest of the farm and create some really cool imagery. Now look at what she's done down here at the bottom. You've got the animal pens there, again using the nectar bushes with some nice trees as a border. Now when you actually watch the second part of the video, pay attention how she's changed this area, because I do like what she's done, and I think the new design for me is much nicer. Now when I'm looking at this, I can see that she's put all of her stables and pets in the one area. She's got some trees there, she's got some nice little seats as well. It's okay, but it's not the best imagery. As I said, the best imagery here is the name and the actual centerpiece there for the building. But I do like this part down at the bottom, and I love what she's done again with her new design in this area. I think it looks absolutely wonderful. Just look at the way she's done everything. So cool. Right, now let's go and check the town, and I think you're going to be exceedingly pleased with the town as well. In fact, both town designs are pretty good. Now in some ways she's kept the design of the town very similar, so when you do compare the two images, there's not that much of a difference in relation to where the buildings are and the actual centerpiece just there. So the name is still the main part there, and you've got the letter F, A, I think that's an N, a Y and an A, but I'm not 100% sure. But what I do like is what she's actually done with the beach area. Now for me, the beach area is where she's putting all the time and energy into being creative, and for me I think that's probably the best part of the town area. I just love this one a lot, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. And speaking of the beach area, let's go down and have a look. That's so cool, just look at it. Okay, now you can see here she's got a nice little grey path piece at the bottom there. She's got the building to the left, and she's got those seats there. Now the seats have actually stayed there. When you look at the new design, you'll see how she's modified and changed it using some bushes, and I think that's pretty cool as well. Now overall, I'm really pleased with what I'm looking at. I love the beach, I love the town, I think it looks fantastic. With the farm itself, I think the actual centerpiece there with the gazebo was awesome, and that really creates a wonderful impression. I also like the fact that she's using the decoration to spell out the word honey, and I like the centerpiece across the road. For me, they were the best parts of this first initial design. Right, now that's it. That's the first design basically looked at. Let's go and have a look at the second design in the next part of the video. So we now need to jump ahead and start looking at a level 113 farm. So I do hope you like what you're about to see, and do try to compare the two differences. Right, now here we are at the level 113 farm, and straight away you can see the differences. Now in the previous image she had just the one gazebo building to the side of the left and the right. Now this time you'll notice there are two. The soldiers that were behind the building have completely gone, and there's a complete difference in relation to the design and changes. So let's zoom out and have a look, and I think you're going to enjoy this a lot. So as we zoom out, the first thing you notice here is that you've got this wonderful design building style image where it extends across the whole of the farm, all the way down into this area here. And I must admit, this is a much better improvement on the original design that she had at level 110. And I think this is absolutely fantastic. Look at the way she's using the Christmas trees with the decoration there. Look at the way you're just coming round to the left and to the right, as though you're going up into this hotel. And you've got that center carousel just in the middle there behind the water. It's really cool, and I love this a lot. Now as we come back over here towards where the house was. Now in the previous video you noticed that she had the word honey just to the top left hand side here. But now this time she's changed it. You can see here that she's using a lot of hedgerows and fountains, and the whole design concept is much better. Look at the way she's actually modified the entrance to her farm now. I think this is a really big improvement. Now I wasn't too keen on how she had the statues previously, but I do like the way that she's done it this time. And I think the contrast with the Christmas tree really enhances the entrance a lot more. And for me, this is perfect. I love the way that this actually goes together. You can tell that a lot of time and energy has gone into modifying this design over the 3 levels. And I actually wonder how much time and energy it did take to create this design. Now you'll notice here that the trees are basically the same around the back. She's using the topiary again, and she's just extended this a little bit more. Now last time we had over here the word honey, but this time we've actually got something a little bit different. And this seems to be a phrase, and if we read this one it says, "I miss you." Now, I like that. I think that's pretty good. And I wonder who this message for. Who is the lucky person that has honey on their friend's bar that is missed like this? To send a message to someone is a wonderful idea, and it feels so romantic. Just like the romance that we sometimes see posted on the Hay Day forum by some of the players. And I think this is pretty cool. And speaking of romantic, look at that, everybody. A beautiful little heart-shaped design using the walls with the topiary around the outside again. Perfect. So whoever your beau is, he's very lucky. Now let's zoom down to the bottom part of the farm. Now in the previous image you had the animal pens just down towards the bottom, and you had a completely different design here. There were a few more deck chairs. Now, okay, it was fine in the previous design, but what I'm looking at here now is sweet. This new design is way better, and I'm so impressed with what I'm looking at here. I like the way that everything is separated. You've got your 3 pens up at the back here for your cows, your pigs and your sheep, and it blends really nicely, especially with those bushes around the outside. And I like the fact that because they've been harvested, you've got this beautiful flower design as well. So I'm quite lucky that I've caught this image at this moment in time, because once the fruit actually grows, the imagery will change. Now look at the way she's moved the horses' stables just over to the side here. Now previously they were at the back. Where they are now is much better, and I think the way that all of these animal homes coming straight down the left hand side there are much better. Look what she's done in the centre with the dogs and the cats, and again with the trees or the topiary trees off to the side, and then coming further down to where the goats and your chickens are. This is super. I really am overly impressed with what I'm looking at here. Now, in the previous farm imagery, she had a wonderful design just across the road. Now, has that stayed the same, I wonder? Has it changed? Let's go and have a look. Look at that, everybody. She's using the ditches in the middle there. She's using the fountain, the white fences, and the land. So this is where she's actually growing her produce. Now, maybe I've come at the time where it's not so beautiful, and I can imagine each one of these different plots with a different colour crop in there. Imagine if she's growing the lavender, or if it were all white or all yellow, or maybe even a nice mixture of patterns. I think this kind of design has a lot of potential for a really wonderful pattern or rainbow style effect. Right, now that's the farm basically looked at. Let's go and head on over to the town and look at that new beach area that I was impressed with. So, Honey's Town, here we go. Now you'll notice here that basically the back part of the town is still the same. It's not really changed. The design still looks really good. Okay, it's more wintry effect now, which I think is quite nice. But as we come down to the beach, you will see the biggest changes. And let's just do that straight away. Look at that, everybody. Now in the previous image, there were no trees there between the actual seats. Adding the trees gives it a much better design concept. Now previously in the past, okay, the path pieces were much better. Now we've got more rose bushes in here for the actual rose hedgerows. Awesome. This is a much better design concept. I think it goes together much better. Now, I'm really impressed with Honey's design skills, and I can't wait to see as she progresses again through the game and maybe expands a little bit more and comes up with another wonderful imagery. I will keep coming back to this farm, I think, again in the future, just to see what the new design ideas are going to be like. And I ask you out there, everybody, please do try to modify your farms as often as you can. Now, this has taken 3 levels to create this new design. Fantastic. The new design for me is a 5 out of 5. I absolutely love this. Overall, Honey, fantastic job. Keep up the good work. Okay, I enjoyed looking at those 2 farms there. Completely different levels, completely different designs. Wonderful. Now, if you enjoyed it as much as I did, do like, do share, do tell your friends about the video, and do comment below. If you would like to subscribe and link to me, here are the links that you need. Okay, see you all in the game now, and have a happy hay day. Goodbye all.